Staying Home, Part 1, The Invitation. It was sweltering Friday afternoon when the text message came through. Emily glanced at her phone, her heart sinking slightly as she read the enthusiastic message from her friend Josh. Hey Em, we're planning a trip to Blackwood Forest this weekend. It's gonna be epic. Campfire stories, hiking, and maybe even a dip in the lake. You in? Emily's finger hovered over the keyboard. Blackwood Forest had a notorious reputation. It was a setting where countless urban legends and horror stories that had kept her awake as a child. Tales of vanished tigers, eerie noises, and ghostly apparitions flashed through her mind. She could already hear the creaking of branches and whispering winds and the unsettling silence that would follow. Part 2, the decision. Sorry, Josh, not this time. You guys have fun, though. Emily typed back, her heart racing with a mixture of relief and regret. She closed her eyes and took a deep breath. A weekend alone at home sounded like a perfect antidote to the stress of her busy week. She pictured herself curled up on the couch with a good book, a cup of hot cocoa in her hand, and the comforting hum of her favorite playlist in the background. Part 3, the first night. As the evening sun dipped below the horizon, Emily settled into her cozy living room. She selected a classic horror movie to set the mood, a story she had seen countless times but still enjoyed. The familiar scenes played out on screen. The comforting predictability of the plot eased her nerves. Suddenly, the phone buzzed again. It was a picture from Josh. The gang was gathered around a roaring campfire, grinning widely at the camera. Emily smiled back at the screen, happy that her friends were having a good time. Wish you were here, Em, the caption read. Emily set her phone aside and returned her attention to the movie, the flickering screen casting long shadows across the room. The wind howled outside, rattling the windows. She shivered, pulling her blanket tighter around her shoulders. Part 4, the unsettling discovery. Next morning, Emily woke to an overcast sky. She wandered into the kitchen, brewing pot coffee to start her day. As she sipped the hot, aromatic liquid, she decided to check in on her friends. She scrolled through social media, her heart skipping a beat when she saw the latest post from Josh. Last night was wild. We heard the creepiest noises in the woods. We thought we saw something moving out there. So glad we have each other for company. Emily's mind raced. She could almost hear the sinister whisper in the forest, the crackling of leaves underfoot. Her unease grew, but she shook it off, reminding herself that she was safe at home. Part 5, the night alone. That evening, Emily settled into bed with a good book. As she read, the storm outside intensified. Lightning illuminating the room in sudden blinding flashes. Thunder rumbled, the sound echoing through her small apartment. She tried to lose herself in the story, but her mind kept drifting back to her friends in Blackwood Forest. What if the stories were true? What if something was out there? A sudden crash jolted her from her thoughts. She sat up, heart pounding. It sounded like it came from the kitchen. Emily grabbed her phone, using its flashlight to navigate the darkened apartment. She crept down the hallway, every creak of the floorboard sending chills down her spine. As she approached the kitchen, she saw the source of the noise. A window had blown open, letting the storm inside. Rainwater pooled on the floor, and a gust of wind had set a stack of papers flying. Emily quickly secured the window and mopped up the mess. Her heart still racing, she returned to bed, but sleep eluded her. Every sound, every shadow seemed amplified in darkness. Part 6, the resolution. The next morning, Emily awoke to the bright, sunny day. She felt full of fears, but was grateful for the safety of her home. She checked her phone. No new messages from Josh. She hoped they were all right. Just as she was about to call, a notification popped up. A live video from Josh. She tapped on it, relief flooding through her as she saw her friend disheveled but smiling, recounting their wild adventure in the forest. Guess what, Em? We saw a deer last night, and it scared the heck out of us, but we're all good. Heading back home now. Can't wait to tell you about it. Emily laughed, the tension of the past 2 days melting away. She was glad her friends were safe and that she had trusted her instincts. Sometimes the scariest stories are not ones we tell ourselves. And sometimes staying home is the best adventure of all.